Okay, so you guys want a new drinking rule? How about one shot for every iteration of this story that's out there for the silver screen? You would be hammered. How's it going, guys? My name is Zack. I really like discussing cinema and all things entertainment. I really hope you enjoy your stay, because this time, Cinderella 2021 is on deck. Yippee! And this one was directed by Kate Cannon, who wrote all the Pitch Perfect movies. Directed Blockers, a movie I clearly liked, a movie I thought that was hilarious. And it stars every Gen Zer's favorite pop star, Camila Cabello, who, if I'm not mistaken, rose to prominence through the X Factor. And she's in here as the title character, along with Broadway legends Idina Menzel from Wicked and Billy Porter from Kinky Boots. And with that talent involved, my God, guys. There's a lot of people who say this movie's boring. It is. Let's talk about it. And it's usually at this point in the review where I dig further into plot details, but at this point, I would say there's about, I don't know, maybe 3 of you who don't know the plot for Cinderella. So it seemed kind of redundant to go into further detail about it. Let me sum up, though. Young girl is neglected by her evil stepmother. She wants to go to a ball. She falls in love with the dashing prince. Fabulous godmother sends her off with a pretty dress and some glass slippers. And then zippity-doo-dah, bippity-boppity-boo, we're off to the races. How'd I do? Did I do okay? Yeah, in case you couldn't tell by my tone so far throughout this review, and look, I realize there have been a few people who've requested that I do this. Thanks, by the way. I love you all so dearly. Girl, this movie aggravated me, man. Let's start by talking about the only few good things that worked, and I mean there's like a small handful. Take a wild guess who the best actor in this movie was. That's right, it's Idina Menzel. She is head and shoulders above all the rest in terms of menace as the evil stepmother. She does have a few cool Lady Tremaine death stares thrown in there, and her vocal technique is just so, like what word do you want me to use? It was so incredible. She was easily the best singer in this movie. This shouldn't be surprising to anybody. And Billy Porter's turn as the fabulous godmother was just that. The clue is in the name, guys. Fabulous. And his singing voice is phenomenal as well. This shouldn't be shocking for any Broadway theater aficionados. And keeping on the topic of Billy Porter, I loved not just the godmother's costume, but across the board, the costume design team should absolutely be commended for their work on this film. Every piece is stunning to look at. This production design, I think, brings a good amount of elegance to the proceedings. But that's about it as it goes for positives with this one. This version of Cinderella is not only boring, but very uninspired too. And it all goes back to one question that I have. Why did this need to be a jukebox musical? Why? There is only one original song in this movie to my knowledge. It's called Million to One, and it's written by Camila Cabello herself, and it is pretty good. I mean, it does remind me a lot of The Greatest Showman, but I do enjoy the melody, and it's a nice enough song. I did enjoy it. But where was this throughout the whole piece? Because I'm hearing, like, I don't know, I'm hearing Queen, I'm hearing Ed Sheeran all over the place. I knew I was in trouble very early on when I saw the beginning of this film and its big dance number, and it's to a Janet Jackson hit. And this would probably even make my mother, the biggest Janet Jackson fan I know, roll her eyes. Just based on sheer annoyance at how contrived this whole musical is. And that's the case throughout the whole piece, unfortunately. Like, I understand that they're trying to do something different with this classic rich fairy tale, but no jukebox musical, please. But alas, that's exactly what they did, and we all know how those turn out. And these song choices also put together with the town crier rapping Hamilton style. Like, movie, you are not hip like Hamilton just because you have a few short rap sequences. It really is trying to be so many things rolled up into one, and I just could not stomach it, sadly. And these characters are also trying to be so many different things, and it just doesn't match up. It doesn't compute, guys. Cinderella herself is a character, even. I feel like this is the most wishy-washy character I've seen all year long. Now, this Cinderella starts off very reserved, very compliant to her evil stepmother, for some reason. And then a couple seconds later, she turns into this defiant, snarky little girl who's mouthing off to the king. It's like, where was that piece in the middle there? How did she get so mouthy so quickly? Guys, like, I'm serious. Like, watch this film if you don't believe me, but it just didn't add up. And while I'm on the subject of her lead character, and let me reiterate something real quick, just before Camila Cabello's fans just drop hate on me down in the comments, I don't think she's a bad performer in here. I think she's certainly a fine choice to play Cinderella. She's certainly putting a lot of energy into this, and I gotta give her credit where it's due. That Million to One song may be this movie's anthem for good reason, because it's actually original. So I, for one, think that she is an incredibly talented up-and-coming performer. Now that that's out of the way... Why did she have to be auto-tuned? And also, why did this prince need to be auto-tuned? Let me just tell you this, guys. If you thought Emma Watson's auto-tuning in Beauty and the Beast was bad, you ain't seen nothing yet. Like, auto-tuning one performer, like, okay, I'm willing to give that a pass. I actually do enjoy that Beauty and the Beast remake, all things considered. But if you're auto-tuning as many of these cast members as humanly possible, like, you're defeating one of the key purposes of a musical, one of which is to showcase how amazing of singers these are. And auto-tuning is just massive masking for them. That is, well, except for Pierce Brosnan as the king. We all knew that he was a bad singer. And guys, there's actually one scene which I will admit I did laugh at. It did feel like the movie itself knew that Pierce Brosnan was as bad of a singer as he was. In general, though, guys, I'm just saying Pierce Brosnan was uncharacteristically horrid in this film. Speaking of horrid, like, it really doesn't feel like this movie put a whole lot of work into its CGI. These mice legitimately look like a terrible Xbox game. And I'm talking, like, original Xbox from the year 2000. That bad, people. Is James Corden really just going to accept any movie musical role that's offered to him throughout the rest of his career, regardless of how the actual movie is? I'm just asking for the sake of his future. But I think what it all boils down to is this, guys. The musical song choices, so confusing. My buddy Real James made a great analogy of this, calling it the pot pie of musical films. There's some good music in there on the inside, but it's just all falling apart through the cracks. The main characters always changing their mind on who and what they are. In a sense, guys, and it really sucks that I had to say this, but this movie really did not know what it wanted to be other than the modern hip retelling of Cinderella. And it just feels like so many people had a different idea on what that meant. This is for sure one of my least favorite movies of the year. It's only saved by some pretty cool production design and some Broadway legends who are doing their damnedest to elevate the material. I'm gonna give Cinderella 2021 a D. Unfortunately, despite some good effort here, this one is a huge swing and a miss. Yeah, don't watch this, guys. I mean, you can watch it for free on Amazon Prime, but sadly, I don't think this one is going to be worth an hour and 52 minutes of your life. Now, here's a hypothetical for you guys. Let's just say that, I don't know, in about 60 years from now, I'm lying on my deathbed, and my doctor comes in and he tells me I've only got 2 hours left to live. And he says that I can pick any movie to have on in the background as I succumb to the other side. Just to fill that time, he says that I can only pick one movie. If I were ever in that situation, let's just say that I would not select this movie. This is probably at the bottom of that list because, honestly, I don't really feel like boring myself to death when I get to that point. But as always, this is just one guy's opinion. What did you guys think of this Cinderella version? Did you like it somehow? Did you hate it? And I'm also curious, what is your favorite iteration of this fairy tale? Do you like the classic Disney film from 1960? Do you like its reimagining from 2015? Feel free to make some noise down in the comments section below and let me know, because I obviously love discussing these topics with you guys. If you guys want to keep up to date with all of my new content discussing all these exciting topics further, then do consider hitting that subscribe button down below as hard as you possibly can. It's totally free. It's really, really beneficial in helping get this content out there. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers here on my channel. Thank you all so very much for your support. Let's see if we can hit it by the end of the year. I think we can do it. And feel free also to leave a thumbs up on your way out. That would be tremendous. And as always, guys, look out for more exciting content hitting this channel very soon. Busy weekend coming up with Malignant hitting theaters along with the Card Counter. And also keep an eye out for my first review in the Daniel Craig James Bond playlist hitting this Wednesday, September 8th, Casino Royale. As always, guys, you're the best. And thank you so much for watching this video. It was really cathartic for me to talk about this. With all that being said, back talk, commence.